Neon skies whisper against steel roars. Mighty Zoidstar power like a storm. On the hunt, blue fire in his core. Blade Zoidstars war to transform. Red horn the terrible looms in red mist. Bloodlust in his eyes, pure fist. Red mutants cross shadows twist. Guardian blue say never stand. Zoidstar crush, red horn's evil shell. Claws out, roar through the Zoid war hell. Guardians rise, we break the spell. Red mutants fall to the blue king's shell. Zoidstar crush, red horn's evil shell. Claws out, roar through the Zoid war hell. Guardians rise, we break the spell. Red mutants fall to the blue king's shell. Electric thrum of combat's rise. Metal clash under glowing skies. Blue guardians rise when we break the spell. War drums beat steel, never lies. And the battle cry shot pierce the night. Futuristic din, we embrace the fight. Mighty Zoidstar, a judge to smite. Red warlords bow before his might. Zoidstar crush, red horn's evil shell. Claws out, roar through the Zoid war hell. Guardians rise, we break the spell. Red mutants fall to the blue king's shell. Let the battle cry shot pierce the night. Futuristic din, we embrace the fight. Mighty Zoidstar, a judge to smite. Red warlords bow before his might. Zoidstar crush, red horn's evil shell. Claws out, roar through the Zoid war hell. Guardians rise, we break the spell. Red mutants fall to the blue king's shell. Red mutants fall to the blue king's shell. Steel claws in the moonlight, bright beams smashing jaws. Circuits hum with a deadly force. T.Rex marches, firing his sockets, a rolling storm. Robo starts, class, sky cracks open, Novo world shakes. Radar strikes, wings spread wide, clash of the titans, iron and rage. Wall drums sounding, metal ringing. short circuits, T.Rex thunders, oh the electric storm. Radox dives with blazing fury, commanding battle robot Titan clash, curse wires intertwine. Skies whisper against steel roars. Mighty Zoids power like a storm. On the hunt, blue fire in his core. Planet Zoidstar's war to transform. Red horn, the terrible looms in red mist. Bubblers in his eyes, feel fists. Red mutants crawl, shadows twist. Guardian blues ain't nemesis. Zoidzilla crush, red horn's evil shell. Claws out roar through the Zoid war hell. Guardians rise, we break the spell. Red mutants fall to the blue king's yell. Electric throw of combat's rise. Metal clash under glowing skies. Blue guardians never say goodbyes. War drums beat, steel never lies. And the battle cry shall pierce the night. Futuristic deal, we embrace the fight. Mighty Zoidzilla, a judge to spite. Red warlords bow before his might. Zoidzilla crush, red horn's evil shell. Claws out roar through the Zoid war hell. Guardians rise, we break the spell. Red mutants fall to the blue king's yell. Electric storm of combat's rise. Metal clash on the glowing skies. Blue guardians never say goodbyes. War drums beat, steel never lies. And the battle cry shall pierce the night. Futuristic in, we embrace the fight. Mighty Zoidzilla, a judge to smite. Red warlords bow before his might. Zoidzilla crush, red horn's evil shell. Claws out roar through the Zoid war hell. Guardians rise, we break the spell. Red mutants fall to the blue king's yell. Claws in the moonlight, bright these messengers. Circuits hum with a deadly force. T.Rex marches fire in a socket from rolling stone. Robo struts, black sky cracks, so intertwine.